Welcome to the BISP Solutions. So, our today's scenario is proportionate consolidation in statement of financial position. Joint venture. Joint venture is when two or more parties share control over an entity or business venture. The parties do not merge into a new entity, and the joint venture is a separate establishment from the other interest of the parties. That means joint venture, it's a contractual arrangement whereby two or more parties they agree to share the control over an economic entity which is subject to joint control. A joint venture can be structured in many different ways and can include sharing control over the entire venture, sharing control of operations, they share the control over the assets and liabilities, or any other breakdown of shared responsibilities. Overall, however, the parties contribute assets and share risk. They enter into new markets, expend expertise and technology, and they, however, reduce the cost. Means it consider the income, expense, assets, and liabilities in proportion to the firm's percentage of participation in the joint venture. Okay, and they can share their control over some entire venture or some operation or overall some on assets and liabilities, etc. Here's the definition of the proportionate consolidation. It's a method of accounting whereby a venturer's share of each of the assets, liabilities, income, and expense of a jointly controlled entity is combined on line by line with similar items in the venturer's financial statements. However, how it is similar to the preparation of a consolidated financial statement, let us see that. See, the balance sheet of the venturer includes its share of the assets and liabilities of the joint control entity. That means the percentage of share we are holding, we just include that amount of share of assets and liabilities in our balance sheet. The income statement include its share of income and expense of the jointly controlled entity. Similarly is the case with the income and expenditure account. How it is different from the full consolidation? See, under full consolidation, the subsidiary assets, liabilities, revenue, and expenses they are recorded in full. Yeah, if you are suppose a holding company is having a control of 75% or 80%, or it is 100%, but it records its assets and liabilities which is coming from the subsidiary at full value. Okay, and simultaneously a minority interest is shown of the other party's interest. Okay, over other investors interests are reflected as a single figure in the balance sheet and the income statement as a control non-controlling interest. See, joint venture can be of three types: JCO, JCA, and JCE. JCO is a joint control operations, joint control assets, and joint control entity. In case of JCO and JCA, that is joint control operations and joint control assets, separate entity is not formed. In these cases, assets and liabilities, incomes and expenses, they are shown in the financial statement of the venturers as share in JV. If any investor in the JV has any transaction of sale and purchase with his JV, then the profit and loss on the sale transaction should be ignored to the extent of his own share. See, suppose let us take one example. In case of JCO, suppose there are two builder or contractor and there's a contract to construct a bridge. So both are required to work on that bridge. They are united for a particular purpose or for a particular operation, that is JCO. And the example of the JCA is, suppose there are two companies, HPCL and BPCL. Okay, both have to supply the gas to the south side. Okay, both have the same geographical location. They will construct the same pipeline and will maintain together. Okay, so they are creating a separate asset. So both will be recording half asset. Suppose half asset will be recorded by the HPCL in his books and 50% depreciation will be charged by him, and half asset will be recorded by the BPCL and 50% depreciation will be charged by the BPCL. That means they are creating a common asset. Okay, that is the joint control asset and both are working on that asset. In both the cases, that is JCO and JCA, no separate entity is created. Both record the transaction in their separate books. Now, in case of JCE, suppose there is a Limited and another is the B Limited. Both have invested in C Limited and their share of holding is 50%, 50% each. Okay, A Limited has invested in C and its share of holding is 50%. And B Limited has also invested in C Limited, its share of holding is 50%. Okay, now A Limited and B Limited, they are called venturers. Okay, there must be a contractual arrangement or a memorandum of understanding between the both A Limited and B Limited. Both are holding 50% and both have done the agreement and they are sharing control with the help of the agreement. So that will be covered in the joint venture. Okay, until now we have studied that holding company has 100% control, so consolidation will be done by the holding company only. That is 100% net assets will be taken by the holding company or it will be recorded in the balance sheet. Here A Limited will make consolidated balance sheet and will take the 50% net assets, and same with the B Limited. No minority interest will be there. Okay. JCE, a new entity is formed by the investors of JV. Such new entity is jointly controlled by the investors through contractual arrangement. JCE shall be consolidated with the parent only to the extent of the own share. It is called the proportional consolidation and hence minority interest is not calculated. Let us see one example. Company A has 50% controlling interest over Company X. Company A would now record the investment at 50% of the assets, liabilities, revenues, and expenses. Okay, because it is not, the Company X is not the subsidiary. So if it is not the subsidiary or it is a JV, so it has to record asset and all at 50%. See, parent company fixed asset is 5 lakh, debtors is 1 lakh, inventory is 7 lakh. Similarly, JV's fixed asset is 3 lakh, debtor is 80,000, inventory is 5 lakh. In inventory, 5 lakh, 1 lakh 50,000, it includes 1 lakh 50,000 inventory which it has purchased from the parent company. Parent has sold goods to the JV costing 1 lakh at rupees 1 lakh 50,000, that is, it has earned a profit of 50,000. When it will prepare the consolidated balance sheet, it will show the fixed asset as 5 lakh. Though it has a 50% controlling interest, so it will show as a 3 lakh into 50%, that is 5 lakh plus 3 lakh into 50% comes to 650. Debtors 1 lakh plus debtors of JV is 80,000, our share is 50%, so 80,000 into 50% comes to 40,000. So 1 lakh plus 40 equals to 140,000. In case of inventory, 7 lakh inventory plus inventory of JV is 5 lakh, so 50% of that is 250, 7 lakh plus 250. But in this inventory, 1 lakh, it includes the inventory of 1 lakh which it has purchased from the parent, and the parent has earned a profit, unrealized profit of 50,000, and our share is 50%. So we have to remove that profit. That means 25,000 will be removed. 50,000 into 20 into 50% comes to 25,000. It will be removed from this. Okay, because intercompany elimination or transactions are eliminated. Okay, now let us see one Excel example. There are three companies: Air Limited, Coal Limited, and Dry Limited. Air Limited has invested in Coal Limited 100% investment, and in it has invested 50% in Dry Limited. Their separate balance sheets are given as under: equity share capital, reserves and surplus, trade payables, overdraft, provision for taxes. And in asset side, inventory, machinery, debtors, cash and bank. Adjustments. Air Limited made purchase of entire share capital of Coal Limited. Okay, entire share capital means it is a 100% investment, that is a wholly owned subsidiary, and 50% share capital of the Dry Limited. See, means it is not our subsidiary. We have only 50% share. That means it is our JV. Okay, in balance sheet is given as on 31st March 2019, but we have made an investment on 1st April, that is at the beginning of the year. Okay, so current profit of the Coal Limited and Dry Limited is 80 lakh and 20 lakh. That means this year profit, that means after acquisition. So these both are the post profits. Dry Limited is accounted for using the proportional consolidation method. Okay, so here we use the PCM method. Goodwill in respect of the acquisition of Dry Limited has been impaired by 10 lakhs. Means the goodwill which the Dry Limited will come in while in calculation, it will be it will be impaired by 10 lakhs. Okay, now as we can see in asset side, there is no investment shown, so we have to calculate that. See, in Coal Limited, total consideration was based on the PE of 12 applied to the reported profit of 20 lakh. That means what will be the profit? We'll apply a profit earning ratio of 12. Consideration was settled by issuing 8% debentures for 140 lakhs. That means this much amount of investment we have done. Now, how we will discharge this investment? By issuing our 8% debentures for 140 lakhs, and the balance, that is the investment minus 140 lakhs, how much will be the balance that will be issued, that will be discharged by issue of equity shares based on the market value of 2.5 each. That is, fair value of the equity share is rupees 1 and we are issuing them at market price, that is 2.5, so security premium is involved, correct? Now in case of Dry Limited, that is our JV, market value of Dry Limited was agreed at 375 lakhs, so it is clearly given 375 lakhs investment amount. Air Limited satisfied its share of 50% of its amount by issuing 75 lakh equity shares at 2.5 each. That is, we have made the investment of 375 lakhs and 50% is the amount we'll satisfy our share. And how we'll discharge it? By issuing 75 lakh equity shares at 2.5 each. Here also security premium is involved. So first we'll see the calculation of the investment or consideration. See, C's profit in C means Coal Limited profit is 20, it is 20 lakh, and we have to apply a P ratio of 12. So 20 lakh into P ratio, 20 into 12 comes to 2 lakh for 240 lakhs. Okay, our share was 100%, so 240 lakh into 100% comes to 240 lakh only. So this is the amount of investment we have done. And how we will discharge this? By issuing 8% debentures for 140 lakh. So debentures 140 lakh, remaining is the 100 lakh. We'll issue, balance will be issued, balance by new issue of equity shares. Okay, so balance will be discharged by issue of equity shares, that is 100 lakh. Okay, how much will be the equity shares? We are issuing them at 2.5 each, so 100 lakh divided by 2.5 comes to 40 lakh equity shares we are giving them. So we'll bifurcate this amount into equity share capital, because some amount, because 2.5 includes equity share capital and security premium, so equity share capital will be 40 lakhs into 1, that is face value is already given, face value is 1, so 40 into 1 comes to 40 lakh equity share capital, and security premium is the balance, 40 into 1.5, 60 lakh is the security premium. In case of Dry Limited, now market value of Dry Limited was agreed at 375 lakhs. Okay, Air Limited satisfied its share of 50% of its amount. So value of Dry is 375 into 50% comes to 187.5 lakhs. Okay, 187.5 lakhs. Now they have also issued 187.5 lakhs and divide by 2.5 each. Okay, so 75 lakh number shares, it was already given 75 lakh shares. Okay, how it will be discharged? Equity share capital 75 into 1 rupees face value, so 75 into 1 comes to 75 lakhs, and security premium 75 into 1.5, 112.5 lakhs. Okay, now we'll do the calculation of the AOP, Coal Limited and Dry Limited. ठीक है, Coal Limited pre, post and total, we have been given profits. Current profits of Coal Limited is 80 lakh, it is the post profit, and similarly current profit of the Dry Limited is 20 lakh, so it is also the post profit. Okay, we'll see the current year closing balance or closing profit, 150 and 45. Okay, 150 and 45. So if the 150 is the total profit, post profit is 80, so pre will be 70. Similarly in this case, 45 is the total, 20 is the post, so 25 will be the pre profits. In Coal Limited, we are having a control of 100% or a share of 100%, so 100% 70 or 80, and here we have 50% share, so 12.5 and 10. Okay, now we'll prepare the COC, Coal Limited and Dry Limited. Investment is, or we have already calculated. In Coal Limited investment is 240, and in Dry Limited we have investment of 187.5. Okay, 187.5. We'll first calculate the COC of the Coal Limited. Investment 240 less pre-profits which we have already calculated, less 70. Here share capital of the Coal Limited is 200 into 100% comes to 200 only, so capital reserve is 30. In Dry Limited, investment is 187.5. Okay, we have already seen 187.5 less pre-profit is 12.5, less share capital is Share capital of Dry Limited is 250. Our share is 50%. It comes to 125. So goodwill is 50. But there was given one adjustment was given regarding goodwill. Goodwill in respect of acquisition of Dry Limited has been impaired by 10 lakhs. So our goodwill is 50 minus 10 impairment loss, goodwill impairment loss. So our goodwill will be 40. Okay. This goodwill will be coming in the asset side. Goodwill 40. Okay. Now we'll calculate the consolidated reserves and surplus. Reserves and surplus of the parent company is 208. That is Air Limited is 208. We'll write that. Post profits from Coal Limited, post profits from Dry Limited. We'll just add up both. Impairment loss will be deducted from here. It will reduce our profits, so it will be deducted. So 288. Okay, we can write this also. We have seen the security premium. It also comes in the head reserves and surplus. So we are not separately writing in the balance sheet. We are just clubbing in the reserves and surplus head only. So add security premium. We'll just add the security premium 60 plus 112.5. So it comes to 172.5. Capital reserve also comes in this reserves and surplus head. So we'll also combine it. So 30. The total consolidated reserves and surplus is 490.5. 490.5 reserves and surplus. Now we'll make the consolidated balance sheet. In equity share capital, we always take the equity share capital of the Air Limited, that is a holding company, plus the share capital which we have issued, means a share that is a 40 plus 75 lakhs. Okay, so 40 plus 75. So our share capital will be 215. Reserves and surplus we have already calculated as 490.5. Okay, 8% debentures will also be coming here because we have discharged our liability by issuing 140 lakh of 8% debentures. So we'll be writing here 140 lakhs. Okay, now trade payables will just now add up all the figures. 171.2 plus 52.7 plus 141 into 50%. Okay, 15.4 will come as it is because it is the overdraft of the holding company only. 56 in case of provision for taxes, 56.4 plus 24 plus 7.6 into zero point 0.5. So total of the liability side is 1239.5. In asset side, machinery is 342.6 plus 270 plus 210.6 into zero point 0.5. This goodwill we have already done the calculation. 40 goodwill of the Dry Limited, so it will be coming here. Inventory 96.4 plus 72 plus 186.4 into zero point 0.5. Our share is 50%, so we are just doing into 50%. Into 0.5. So total of the asset side is also 1239.5. So our balance sheet is tallied. This is how the proportionate consolidation method is done. Thank you so much.